And welcome to the Part-Time Nerd Podcast with me, your gentle host, Alan. And joining me today is Wow. There we go. How we doing today, buddy?
I am not a gentle host.
You're
What's up?
Oh, just living the dream, man. Living the dream. So here we are, episode number 15, Bad Batch, finale part 1, Return to Camino. Stuff happens in this episode.
You know, a lot of stuff happens. It's kind of slow, but they're back to rescue Hunter that's been taken captive. It leaves you on a cliffhanger. I'll be honest, it does go a little slow, but all in all, I thought it was a great episode. Yeah, just like it suggests, they're going back to Camino. That's where they've taken Hunter, and they ring his little transmitter, and they go try to pick him out of there.
Yep.
And there's some backdoor ways to get in, and of course they got I forgot her name, Omega.
Omega?
Yeah. I was like, she's still around, still playing a key role. Some characters that come in you might get kind of annoyed with or whatnot, but she's been great through, I think, this entire thing. They left Gregor back with Sid. That's what they mentioned as they're getting on the ship. And you're like, not too happy. I bet she's not too happy about that. It's like, they probably should have brought him along. extra hand. Do you know what I mean? It's an extra gun, especially going up against the Empire.
But it's not his fight. He just got done recovering from, I'm sure he went through a lot, right? But it was, like you said, it's kind of a slow pace, but action packed. There's something happening the entire time. Very much drama filled, a
lot of drama.
Very dramatic. Flew by. The episode flew by for something that kind of had that slower pace. When it was over, I was like, wait a minute, oh crap, yeah, it's already been 20 something minutes, 26 minutes or whatever, however long the runtime on this episode was. But they're going back to Camino, and you're seeing Camino's completely empty, completely wiped out. Everyone's out of there. We saw last episode they were getting the clones out of there. They were getting everybody out of there, even some of the Caminans, the scientist, the main head scientist. They made sure that they got her. And you've got, Admiral Rampart. He's putting some things into place just in case things don't go the way they're supposed to. You've got one clone who speaks up and says he doesn't trust Crosshair. He said, well, I've got plans in place in case that doesn't work out, and we'll just wipe them all out. And shoot, you've got they're going to rescue him. They know they're walking into a trap. The big thing you have is this big reveal, Crosshair's big, huge reveal that he doesn't have his chip. He removed it.
I think he's full of it. I don't believe him for a second. Because he's like, well, when did you remove it? He even was like, well, when did you actually remove it? And he's like, does it matter? It's like, well, that's exactly what somebody would say that still had their chip.
Yeah, well, I think it's also part of, when did you remove it? Did you remove it before the events of the first episode? Did you remove it after? That's what Hunter's wanting to know. Okay, well, when did you do it? When were your actions your own and not the inhibitor chip?
Right. Yeah. Which, cause for concern. But yeah, I think they're going to find out that thing's still on and maxed all the way up.
They went in there and kind of cranked it up to 12.
They've already done it. They've done it before, like, early on in the episodes, but early on in the season. But I still think he has it. But it definitely shows that when him and Hunter are talking, he's trying to get Hunter, he's filling him out, but ultimately he wants them to be a unit again, but to fight for the Empire. They're like, you have a spot here, and let me convert you, but
let me give you meaning, let me give you purpose again. Right now you're just floating through space doing whatever. You don't have a purpose. And when we were created specifically for a purpose, for wartime, for what the Empire is doing now, essentially.
Yeah. So. And did you pick up while he's talking, he's like, well, join the Empire. That's everybody's talk now. That's part of the Empire. But it was a lot of the Vader to Luke for Return or Empire Strikes Back. You know what I'm saying? Like when he's trying to convert Luke and bring Luke over to the dark side. I mean, hell, it might have been a couple lines that were verbatim from that one. It seemed like it was. I was like, I've heard this before. But Yeah, he definitely wants him on the same team, and he feels really wronged by Hunter. Like he didn't give him a chance. You know what I mean? It's brought up a couple times, and he's still kind of harping on it. It's like, I mean, what's wrong? Daddy didn't love you enough. You want Hunter to love you a little bit more, this and that.
Well, I think they
Kinda
were a unit, right? And they did so much together, and their big thing is they don't leave anyone behind, and they're all coming. Hey, you don't leave anyone behind. Here's Hunter. We got to get him, but they never came for Crosshair.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, he decided to go down. He orders are orders. You know what I mean? He was there to kill civilians or rebels, which is fine. I'm okay with wiping out rebels. They're a nuisance. Okay,
they're scum, right? Rebel scum.
rebel scum pieces of.
But it's also like, hey, like Hunter was telling him, look, this isn't you. This is the chip. Come with us. We'll remove the chip. Well, if it's as simple as that, why didn't you come for him before? Right? Why didn't you try and rescue him before, knowing, hey, these aren't his actions. This isn't Hunter doing it. This isn't Crosshair doing this. This is the chip. He doesn't have say in what he's doing. He doesn't have say in his actions. This isn't him. So there's a lot there. There's a lot to unpack with that, and we're definitely going to get more of that. I think next episode, as they've taken Crosshair hostage, I guess.
Yeah, they picked him up.
I don't know if you want to say he's hostage or a prisoner or what. It's they're they're going to try and help him, right? So they weren't going to leave him behind again. And
well, before that happens, they're in the training room and whatnot, and that's when the Omega sends, the droid up there, or droids, to, I guess, distract the troopers, but the troopers are already gone, so it's just them, and they start working as a team, and then Crosshair starts firing at the droids as well. You hear the music intro, the Bad Batch music just amplifies, and everybody's working together. But yeah, right before they zap them, and then they're like, "Hey, what do we do?" And Hunter's like, "We're just gonna take him with us. Pick him up. Let's go." So we'll see what happens. That's gonna be the next episode. But all in all, what'd you think?
All in all, I loved it. I thought it was a great episode. It's fun. It leaves you on the cliffhanger. You get to see the destruction of Kamino, right? This is when Kamino goes down. Rampart it's got the destroyers there, and they're just tearing the place up. They're trying to get out. They get out to one of the bays, and they immediately have to turn back around and go back inside. And they're showing that building that they're in is being taken down, and how are they going to get out? That's where we're at. That's what we're going to find out next episode, and then just kind of where it goes. But then I fully suspect it to leave us on some sort of a cliffhanger or something, because they did announce yesterday there will be season 2 in 2022. So
I'm glad they're not taking too much time off. It's animated, and so it should be easier. Those live action, or like Loki. Loki takes a while to produce, I'm sure. You know what I mean? From getting everybody together and then just producing that kind of quality, cinematic quality every single week. But yeah, with animated, I'm glad it's going to be back, because this has been a pretty quick 15 weeks so far. Look at where we started and look where we are now. I did want to make one more, that Rampart, when he's like fire, you know what I mean? And he's like lighting up, and they're showing his face light up. It's like, it's so Kylo Ren. You know what I mean? Like, he looked like Kylo. I'm surprised he didn't go more. Like, seriously. But all in all, it's a good episode. I'm looking forward to that. It left you on that cliffhanger. And are they going to be able to make it back to that gerbil ball and work their way back to their own ship, or what? Who knows?
Well, spoiler alert, they get out because there's a season 2. So
season 2 could be Sid and Gregor. We don't know. We don't know.
Oh man, but yeah, I've definitely enjoyed it. I'm sad next week's the last episode of the season. I could have done with a 20-something episode season, right? With everything that they can do with this. There's so much time that they can explore, expound upon. So much that they can do with. I mean, because you're just getting into the tip of it now with them getting Crosshair back. Where's it going to go from here? Does he really have his chip? Was it removed? When you remove it, what's that next phase like? Like, now he's not following orders, but he still has that he's still going to have that resentment in there that you left me. Why didn't you do this when it first happened, right? So there's definitely going to be a lot to it. It's gonna. That's the thing they've done with these two animated series, the Clone Wars and the Bad Batch, is they've made them very emotional, and you get emotional connections and things like that. So I'm looking forward to it, though. It's going to be fun.
Yep.
What one episode left, and then luckily we have What If that starts next week. Titans season 3 starts. We just got done watching Bad Batch. We're going to talk about that here, or not Bad Batch, Suicide Squad.
We're going to talk about Bad Batch in a minute.
We are.
We're coming back.
Oh man, you got anything else? That's all I got for this written down for this episode. You got anything?
No, I mean everything we talked about. It's I'm waiting to see where they go and then how much resentment, if they actually do get to keep Crosshair around, how much is that resentment or that, you didn't come back for me attitude just going to keep lingering? I don't know. They'll probably harp on it for a while, but all in all, I thought it was good. Ready for the finale next week. Can't wait.
Yep. Looking forward to it. Hey guys, we'll talk to you later. Deuces.